one of the things that they offer that I thought was hilariously misguided is you can have AI browse your website like it's a customer to show you all the ways that you need to fix and tweak and upgrade your website because, this is what consumer behavior is. And it's like, I 100% would not trust a swarm of AI bots to exhibit actual regular consumer behavior.
In the Midwest, the best is there waiting, so come and join the conversation. Highs to approved, fan and artist and creator too. This is how the challengers do. What? Keep the conversation moving along. Keep reading comics, keep your local store strong. If it's hard, then it's a job for the challengers. What? Comics and conversation, y'all.
From Challengers Comics and Conversation in Chicago, this is Contest of Challengers, a comics industry business podcast with
Patrick Brower.
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 Patrick Brower and W. Dal Bush.
W. Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal.
Dal. Dal.
Dal.
W. Dal Bush.
What do you think? Traffic helicopter or ice helicopter?
I hope it's just traffic helicopter.
I don't know that there's still ice helicopters in the city, but there probably is.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Who can say? Well, helicopter pilots, I guess.
Hey,
look who's back for another December, I guess the first December, technical December episode of Contest of Challengers.
I guess.
We're at least getting two podcasts in before the anticipated return date of later in the month. Maybe 3, but probably not next week.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
I don't.
I definitely don't know. You'd tell me though, right? If you knew?
I would definitely tell you.
I appreciate that. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Dale. I like that.
You're welcome.
Wow, what a time. What a weird time it's been in the comics industry and comics retail the last 2 weeks, specifically in Chicago, where this winter, let me rephrase that, this late fall has already fucked us in several ways.
It's true.
Winter doesn't start for another almost 2 weeks from the time we're recording this. November had record snowfall.
Yep.
We've already beaten last year's total winter snowfall.
Jeez.
Snow is not a new thing in Chicago. We've been dealing with it forever. We both remember vividly the blizzard of 2011, where we amazingly made it to the store and realized nobody's coming in today.
Yep, very quickly turned around.
So we tried to shovel out, and then we're like, fuck it, we're closing. And then poor Frank Davis showed up.
Yeah, sorry about that, Frank.
As far as we know, he was the only person to come in that day. That was a long time ago. And it's a long-held, I was going to say, that's not a belief. It's a long-standing occurrence that the first really good weather day of spring and the first really bad weather day of winter are shitty business days.
Yeah.
Occasionally, in winter, if you have, this happened a couple years ago, there was a snow day, an accumulative driving conditions altered snow day early December, and then not again until late January. So that counted as 2 because there were almost 2 full months in between.
Sure.
And people forget the inconveniences of the snow in 2 months.
Right.
But specifically, it was Thanksgiving weekend, and during our Black Friday sale, exactly on Small Business Saturday, which is a thing that has never been that big of a deal for us.
No.
I don't know what we're required to do for it to make it an event. In years past, it was local comic shop day would fall on Small Business Saturday.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, we already have a Black Friday sale going on for the weekend. So what else do you do to get people to come in for Small Business Saturday? It's my understanding that it's a call to arms for the shopper and that it's not really on the store to make it more beneficial to come in, like running sales, doing specials, having events or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, historically it was something Amex created as like an initiative to drive people to local businesses. And theoretically use their Amex cards to pay for their purchases. So
Yeah.
that was where the promotional aspect of it came from.
And it's always great on social media when people post like, oh, support your local businesses and include us in those, or a couple of people that come in specifically for it. But it's never felt like a capital E event day, like
No.
a rallying cry to the business shopper, especially since the entire holiday shopping season is that.
What do you mean?
Like, it's the holiday season is the rallying cry to
Oh.
people to go shopping.
Okay, sure.
It's not as if they're going to forget they have to do shopping and
No.
whatnot. It's also a weirder time to gauge how successful a holiday shopping season is because the comic output decreases substantially at the end of the year.
Sort of. One of the things from the last few weeks, and something I've been talking about for a few months, is that one of the nice things about weeks now, as far as what is a successful comics week or what is an unsuccessful comics week, is less about new releases as far as new number ones and more about issues in series that people are excited about. Like this week didn't necessarily have a slew of big new number ones. It was stuff like a new Ms. Truesdale miniseries from Dark Horse, or a Darkness #1 from Image. Just stuff that wasn't necessarily a big deal miniseries or ongoing series, but it had the gigantic new issue of Absolute Batman that had the origin of Absolute Joker. It had Ultimate Spider-Man,
the possible origin.
Ultimate Spider-Man, and Ultimate Black
Dow
Panther.
just rolled his eyes. I wasn't sure if it was at the
Ultimate-
concept or me specifically.
and Ultimate Wolverine, and just a lot of stuff like that, where that was what was drawing people in, not necessarily the need for there to be a big new number one that's like, I've never heard of this, I gotta check this out. Like the market isn't really dependent on that anymore. It helps for sure, but it's not make or break for a week.
No, I completely agree with you. I just meant the sheer volume of books. If you look at the quantity of books we've gotten in the last couple of weeks, this week was smaller than last week, which is smaller than the week
Sure.
before. Next week is smaller than that. And I just mean
Yeah.
overall pieces, total.
Yeah, and even then, like I don't know that it was. I mean, it was lower than some of the weeks in November, which were way too big. But like, I would rather us sell 200 copies of Absolute Batman across subscribers on the shelf than 5 different 40 copy Batman books. Like, it makes the shelves look bigger or more full, but I'd rather have like 5 spots for Absolute Batman cover A,
Sure.
because it's a more dependable seller.
And let's talk about that issue of Absolute Batman number 15,
Sure.
as you said, a potential origin for the Joker.
Sure.
And this is a book that we were aware of, and we knew the creative team and we knew the storyline. And just like with the Absolute Batman 2025 annual, we took our normal Absolute Batman numbers and jacked them up considerably.
Yeah, with the Absolute Batman annual, the thought was, well, there's going to be a lot of Daniel Warren Johnson fans, people who read Transformers, people who read Duo Powerbomb. We're going to check in on this issue just because he's writing and drawing the lead story in it.
Right. And how did that work out for us?
We sold out in less than 48 hours, and
Yeah.
we've had questions about it almost daily since.
And that was an issue we ordered significantly higher than any issue of Absolute Batman before it.
Mhm.
And that was one of the books that broke the how did you describe it? Because you said somebody came in saying, you got the book where Batman fights Nazis?
It broke containment.
Yeah, there you go.
There's just people who, and I mean, this is going to happen more and more often as, to the negative side of what we talked about at New York Comic Con, where comics are main culture now, not just pop culture. And people are finding out about this stuff via YouTube and via TikTok and via Instagram, and they're not getting the full context for anything. So there are people whose familiarity with Absolute Batman at all is based on the idea that Absolute Batman fights white supremacists. And it's like, he does in one story not done by the main creative team. that is true, but it's also not the entirety of the series. But that's just, that's catchy in a way that,
Yeah,
he fights a more feral killer Croc is maybe not as catchy.
and as enjoyable as the annual may be, I doubt the main storyline or the main book ever references it.
No, I mean, it takes the Dan Johnson story takes place in the past. So it's like, it's also the origin of the Absolute Batmobile. So it touches on it in the idea of, hey, if you wonder where he got like a building-sized Batmobile, this is where he got it from. But it's not, it doesn't pay off anything from the main book or vice versa.
So this issue, number 15, a backstory for Absolute Joker. It's neither Absolute Joker's first appearance, nor is it by the standard creative team.
Yeah, it's still by the main writer, but it's got a guest artist.
Yeah, and it's
which it desperately needed because 14 was running late, so they needed to at least give Nick Dragotta at least one issue off so the book can start to catch up, because 15 came out like 2 weeks after 14.
Right.
Because 14 was like 2 weeks late. And that's on top of the fact that there was a gap between, I think, 13 and 14 where the annual came out.
Yeah.
Because the annual was kind of like, that's the issue for the month because everything's running behind. So it's been, I'm glad they built in a way for Nick Dragotta to hopefully get back on schedule.
Right. But it's not like part one of a new story.
No.
Because the next story is the crossover with Absolute Wonder Woman,
right,
which in our minds should sell better than any issue.
It probably won't. I mean, I'm sure it'll sell great. Absolute Batman sells great now. And this is kind of the other factor that's happening for this issue is this issue was kind of the perfect point for them to do a big reveal like this because so many people have been getting into the book over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
The release of the collection certainly helps, but there is just increasing demand for this book. The fact that we keep selling out of reprint issues, where now we're out of, I think, 9 and 10. But we've got like 2 through whatever, and thankfully they're going back to press on issue 1. So we'll have issue
for
1
what,
back
the
in.
10th printing, the 11th printing?
10th printing.
Does it count, the number printing, does it count when they did the local comic shop day and then the reprinting of the local comic shop day?
I think the reprinting of the local comic shop day one was maybe the 9th printing.
Okay.
I think.
But they reprinted that one.
Yeah. I don't know how they're doing their math on it. I stopped keeping track. But
yeah, so it's at least the 10th.
It's high.
If not the 12th, which is unheard of, really.
And obviously not even counting all the variant covers they've done for those various printings.
Yeah.
Because almost each printing will have a foil version or an additional like cover treatment.
Yeah, this is a book that just keeps, the numbers keep going up and up and up.
We ordered a ton and we had a whole bunch left of the A cover on Wednesday, but I told multiple people through the day, it's going to sell out. We are going to sell out of that book.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely sooner than we would like. But I don't even know how much higher we can go on it, but I guess we're going to find out.
And people were loving all the variant covers, and I thought they were just okay.
Yeah, one of them we didn't even care for the shelf. The Ben Oliver one I think I skipped because we just had really low numbers on it. And honestly, for almost every book, when you're doing 4 and 5 covers for an issue late in the run, I'm probably not going to carry every cover.
Sure.
Like obviously we carry the Jock cover, we carried the Bolin Jock cover, but yeah, the Ben Oliver.
So I don't recall seeing that. What makes it Bolin Jock? Was
it looked like Jock did the pencils and Bolin did the inks.
Okay, that's an interesting choice.
It's pretty weird.
I assumed it was like a Killing Joke cover that
I thought it would be too.
Jock had redrawn over it or something, but
no.
How did it look?
I mean, it looked like a creepy Jock drawing that Bolin was smoothing out a bit.
Okay. I would expect it to be smoother and more linear with adjusted line weights and whatnot.
Maybe.
I'll have to look it up. Maybe that will even be the image that accompanies this episode.
Oh, interesting.
Who knows? I'm going to put that as a note. Bolin Jock. We'll see if I do that unless we have a better image that we come up with as we talk. I think we'll segue into now some recent Shopify issues that have made your life frustrating, specifically sales channels that...
I mean, it's more of a Managed Comics issue than a Shopify issue.
Is it? You'd explain it to me as a Shopify thing.
What's the thing that basically Managed Comics, well, I mean, I don't know who's to blame on it, but the idea is Managed Comics is pushing stuff to Shopify and Shopify is not getting the information. So whether that's a change that Shopify's made that Managed Comics is trying to fix or whatever, it's a thing that starts in Managed Comics and then ends in Shopify. So, I mean, I'm sure Brian would say it's 100% a Shopify issue, but the idea is it's a Managed Comics plugin issue that is happening with Shopify.
Okay, so what is the issue?
The basic, I mean, I couldn't speak to the technical stuff. That's again more of a Brian at Managed Comics thing. But the end result is that in Shopify, for any item that we sell, there's a number of sales channels that you can flag on and off for the individual item. Those sales channels include point of sale, anything we sell at the register in the store, online store, anything we list on our website, Google/YouTube, which is basically pushing it out to Google searches or being able to sell it on YouTube. I guess we don't use the YouTube aspect. I think there's like a Facebook one.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram one.
And then Shop app, which Shop is the
Shopify dedicated selling app.
Yes.
It's so weird to me that we, in fact, have a whole other technically online store that we do absolutely no management for.
Yeah, I definitely mean to go back and try and pretty that up a bit because it's one thing that we've kind of ignored from day one, but apparently people are finding stuff on it. So basically what would happen is when we would import an item through Managed Comics into Shopify, Managed Comics would send a bunch of data along with it saying, hey, this should be sold in the point of sales channel. This, if we don't do anything, it will automatically be available on the online storefront. We could also, through Managed Comics, say it goes on sale this date. So for example, if we receive something on Sunday that we don't sell until Thursday, we could tell Managed Comics, hey, don't sell until Thursday, and then it would pass that data along to Shopify. And it would also do stuff with the other sales channels. I don't know what it specifically, but it was doing stuff with them. Now there's a problem where Managed Comics is importing that stuff to Shopify, and Shopify is kind of ignoring all the sales channel stuff. So we found out a couple weeks ago when I was looking at some of the items that none of them were flagged on. Basically, you couldn't even scan it at the point of sale.
So when you're importing this information that's going to eventually wind up on our website, you can bulk edit it to say, all of these items
on Shopify
go on sale this date, this time.
Well, so again, it's kind of two separate things. One is Managed Comics, and you can, while you're on the Managed Comics screen before anything gets pushed to Shopify, there is a tool that says, when do these go on sale? The default is right now today. But you can say a day in the future, and then it will take that information and pass it along to Shopify. Or through Shopify, you can bulk edit all these things where, again, you can turn on individual channels. You can schedule when it goes online to your online storefront. And that's a series of things you can do. But anyway, going back, Shopify, I'm sure, has changed some stuff in their API or something in their backend. So stuff that Managed Comics was set up to do now is not, that information is not going to Shopify. There is now an additional tool for Managed Comics where it'll offer you the option to turn on different sales channels. But, and I didn't want to say this, it doesn't work. Every single item that Managed Comics has pushed through where I've turned on every sales channel, I've had to go in and manually add every sales channel once again. So the problem is that we had this past week was that the only thing you can schedule in Managed Comics to turn on is the online storefront. Everything else is just a checkbox. The sales channel is either active or inactive. With online storefront, you can schedule it and say, okay, at this date and time, this item will go on sale on our website. So basically, it will not be shown on the website before that point. I had turned on point of sale and I turned on the other channels. I hadn't thought too much about the Shop app or the Facebook store or the YouTube channel or Google channel.
And you're talking about specifically for the books that were going on sale this week.
Right. So I was doing this Sunday or Monday for books that were going on sale.
Which is what you normally do.
Yeah. We're going on sale this Thursday. And so I set it. Same thing I'd done the last few weeks. No big deal. We're done. Tuesday morning, somebody had bought online through the Shop app the one copy of Absolute Batman number 15, 1 in 50 Jock Virgin variant that we had, which was erroneous. We don't sell stuff on our website or any other online platform before Thursday at noon. That's just how we've done it for years. So I canceled the order and I sent the person an email. And this was not a regular customer. This is the only purchase they've ever done with us. Basically explaining the situation that, unfortunately the item was pushed live when it should not have been. It'll go on sale on our website if we still have it Thursday at noon. You've been refunded. We're sorry for the inconvenience. And then they were unhappy.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to be a little bit mean here. Mm-hmm. This dickhead writes back saying, what a shitty excuse. You got to, you obviously made a mistake or keeping it for yourself or whatever.
There was an implication that we were screwing them somehow.
Yeah, he made it seem like he thought we just didn't have the book overall, but we're just coming up with a a terrible excuse. And those you comic companies, which we're not a comic company.
Nope.
You gotta God, I can't remember the phrase. Like you gotta do right by business or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically he's like, you've lost me as a customer forever because of your lame excuse. His biggest problem was the excuse because he didn't believe it.
Yeah, didn't seem to take us at our word.
And then ended the email with "God bless."
Yeah,
which is such a weird way to end such a shitty email.
Yeah.
So I wrote back for all the good it would do, just saying, hey, you know what? This is 100% the exact reason. And pointing out, like you said, we never sell books on our website before noon on Wednesday or Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We want to prioritize the in-store experience. Is why we do that. And, we've lost a customer forever. We never had you as a customer. You never bought anything before.
You were just browsing on looking for anyone selling an Absolute Batman number 15, 1 in 50 jock variant at lower than eBay prices.
Yeah.
Which was, for us, for the in-store person who bought it, $30. So we usually sell 1 in 50s at. And this was somebody who clearly was just planning on buying it to flip it or whatever.
Yeah. Basically, the end of my email was, thanks for calling us liars.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that those are the police going to get him.
I hope so.
For being a shitty internet person.
That would be nice.
And it's, he said, thanks so much for wasting my time.
Mm-hmm.
And I pointed out that this whole thing is wasting way more of our time, i.e. your time, than it is his.
Yeah. Yeah, it was unpleasant, but this is what happens with hot books. You're always going to get somebody like this that is inconsiderate or greedy or mean-spirited or all the above. This was more of a problem during the pandemic. I definitely recall irritating and annoying phone calls and emails about whatever hot book was hot for the week. We thankfully don't have to deal with it as much anymore, but this one, yeah. And the thing about it that's funny to me is that I was doing the same thing as far as tagging items for sales channels as I had for the last few weeks, which means the same thing had been happening for every single book for the last couple of weeks, and I just never knew it. And of course, it's Absolute Batman 15 1 in 50 jock variant that exposes whatever the problem is, because you've just got people crawling the internet looking for this book, this specific cover.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. It's not great.
And it's bad enough that this error is costing you so much extra time, then you have to have somebody be so shitty about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to happen. And again, it's going to happen with books like this.
I am currently distracted because one of my star earrings popped out, and I cannot get the rubber... Oh, there we go. I got it. The rubber washer back on. It was quite frustrating. I don't know if it was annoying to you to see that I was...
No, it's fine.
Constantly fighting with it, but I got it. It's now time to thank our Patreon supporters, including our annual patrons, Usi Arun Singh, Becca Hilburn and Joseph Coco, Bren Helt, Dal's mom Diane Bush, President of the Brian Garside Fan Club, Django Borin, Jose and Genevieve Villagomez, Josh Crowley of Westfield Comics, our bestest wrestling watching pal, Michael Lee, Michael Romanenko, Severio the Cat, our patrons who have created their own tier, Andrew, Drew Troy Aaliyah, Chris Burton, Claudine Neville, our other generous patrons from the Say My Name pledge level, Ben-Hur Benedict Calaguas, Manage Comics Own, Brian Garside, Christopher Haith of Crooked Dog Comics, Drew Triner and Ashley Edwards, Gareth from Monkey Rocks Comics, my brother George Brower, Heidi D., Holly Aitchison, Jacob Sorelli of Kamikaze, Mark Hammond of Oh Yeah Comics, Margie, Keith, Logan, and Malcolm Springham, Matt Armstrong, Mitchell Davies of All-Star Comics in Melbourne, Australia, Morgan Kaiju Perry, Nicholas Fenner, my longtime pal Robert Burns, Ron Payne, Sean Bowers, Tad Eggleston and Johnny Williams, Thomas Nagovin of Century Guild, Walt Grogan, Walt's Comic Shop from Berlin, Germany. And if you want to hear your name thanked on this very podcast once a month, head over to patreon.com/challengers and pledge at the $5 Say My Name level. And a big thank you to all our other patrons at the various other pledge levels. We often talk about the sheer volume of spam texts, emails, phone calls we get, right?
Yep.
That is a topic we discuss all the time. So one of the things that I thought would be fun to kind of illustrate this is basically for a 1 day period, I decided to collect all the spam emails we get. My criteria was they had to be for challengers specifically, and they had to mention one of us by name in the greeting. It couldn't just be, a random, like how many solar emails did you get any of those? I get so many.
I mean, I don't usually look at my spam folder, so I just...
Oh, no, these aren't in my spam folder. These come in the main channel. Well, a lot of people are trying to get us to buy solar panels for the top of our building. So I have here, and I'm going to read them. It's going to be very boring for everybody. And I want to point out that once I printed these out, 2 more came in that day that I decided this is enough.
Sure.
This is already too many. But here we go. And each one has the subject heading. So this one, subject heading, "Hey Patrick." It's from John, last name, at usaflexrise.co. "Good afternoon, Patrick. We can provide Challengers Comics a flexible LOC up to 550K, starting as low as 8% annually. You can use it to stabilize cash flow between project cycles or invest in client acquisition campaigns without personal guarantees or credit checks. Is this something you might be interested in? Take care. John, Account Strategy Lead, Summit Bridge Network." I don't care if I mention the company names.
Nope.
But also, the company name is Summit Bridge Network, but the email comes from USA FlexRise.
Yep. Definitely how most businesses work.
Next email. Subject heading, "Patrick." It's from Mary ... That's part of the email address.
Okay.
Mary ellipses at goclipstakedirect.info. "Patrick, what's your current approach for reaching new buyers? We manage a marketplace where creators include your logo inside viral niche clips on TikTok and IG. Your post campaigns set to your budget and CPM and you post campaigns set your budget and CPM and only pay for verified views. If posts don't perform, there's no charge. Want to see how it works? Thanks, Mary, partner at clipstake.com. Okay, at least that company matches the email address.
Sure.
Next one. Subject heading, "Privacy Audit Complimentary for Challengers Comics and Conversation." Renee at Privacy Captain Platform Info. "Hi, Patrick. I was reviewing Challengers Comics and Conversations website and spotted several compliance and privacy gaps that could put you at real legal risk. These are not minor issues. Under privacy regulations like CIPA and ECPA, no idea what those are, companies have been hit with significant fines and lawsuits for the exact same problems we found on your site. The good news is the fixes are straightforward and can be handled quickly. Closing these gaps would immediately reduce your exposure and move you much closer to full compliance. If you want, I can send you a short breakdown of the specific risks we found and the changes required. And if you want a deeper audit, you can let me know. Would it be worth a chat? Renee, Captain Compliance." Fine. Patrick - 24-hour funding. Lisa Pennington at myricum.info. "Hey, Patrick. Fund retail businesses across Chicago. Approved in a day. Funded in 2. No credit check, no personal guarantee. Subprime rates. Got 10 minutes? Lisa. First sentence I don't understand.
Yeah,
Fund real estate business across Chicago. Lisa was a short one.
sure.
Your products on GPT. Seabast, like it was supposed to be Sebastian, but it's Seabast ... New Optima route.
No idea what that means.
Patrick, if you want to get featured on ChatGPT every time your future customers ask a question like best brands for comic books, nobody in the history of Google searching has ever typed that in.
Mhm.
Then I thought you should know Marvel Comics and DC Comics will show up instead of you,
Oh no.
even though we think this audience would be better off in your hands.
Then Marvel or DC.
Yeah.
That doesn't. Again, we get a lot of stuff like that where people, because we're a comic book shop on Shopify, they assume that we are like a publisher or a manufacturer or something. And, you know, obviously like these spam emails are not even written by human beings. And this is what you get.
Yep. If you want, I can prepare a computer analyst. I'm sorry. I had to print these very small to get it on just 2 sheets of paper.
Sure.
If you want, I can prepare a competitor analysis to position you ahead of your competitors in generative AI answers? ? Sebastian, new Optima. No, I don't need a competitor analysis of us versus Marvel Comics.
No, I feel like people who are searching for Marvel Comics are probably more interested in Marvel Comics, the publisher, not a place that sells Marvel Comics.
Yeah, and I don't see how we would compete or compare with them at all.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly much better capitalized than we are.
Next subject heading. Patrick, what switching payroll actually looks like, parentheses, week by week. Grace from lifthcm.com. Hi, Patrick. If you decided not to switch payroll systems yet, you are not alone. More business owners are telling us the same thing. It's not that I don't want better payroll, I just do not have time for a big disruption. That is fair. So instead of pushing another offer, I want to show you what a typical payroll switch actually looks like when Lyft HCM is involved. That's the whole email.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
The irony of that is we were looking to switch payroll companies, and I had found a contender that I wanted to deal with. But when I was actually preparing for the switchover, I realized, oh, the main functionality that I want, A, they don't have, B, doesn't exist, and C, they were actually more expensive than who we were using. I was just switching for the benefit that I'd wanted,
Sure.
the specific Shopify integration,
Sure.
and that they don't have it.
That sucks.
So we didn't switch at all.
Nope.
So ironically, we were looking to switch, and we did decide not to switch. So good news, Dal.
Good news.
We're not alone.
That's nice.
Patrick, thought of you from Holly at Vector USA Lift.
Okay.
When they're all one word.
Lift again.
Vector USA Lift. Hey, Patrick, we're noticing companies in your space use outside capital for smoother ops. You mean like Samoa Joe and
Ops,
Shibata and
I got all
Hook
those
and
dojo
Knobs?
guys.
Yeah. We already helped more than 20,000 businesses access the capital they needed. Could be useful for handling payroll gaps, smoothing operations, or taking on more projects. Easy process, minimal docs. Want a simple outline? Warm regards. From Holly at Sonaray Holdings, which doesn't in any way factor into VectorUSALift.co.
Nope.
One of the things I love is when products tell you what their use is. Like, let's say you're getting glass cleaner, used for glass, mirrors, bathrooms, countertops, sinks.
Sure.
Like, you'd look at it and go, oh man, I would have never used this on a mirror. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
But it's a long-standing advertising tradition
Sure.
to list the benefits. And just in case someone thinks, oh, I could use this way. But I like that so far all of these lending emails are talking about, smoothing out ops, handling payroll gaps. What about paying creditors? What about getting ahead on distribution bills? What about actual uses of money?
Yeah.
Forward, Patrick Brower. Daisy at Senson's Editor Printing Paper Shop. sentence, editor printing paper dot shop. That is clunky as hell.
Yeah.
That is rough. That is rough. Hey, Patrick, we received a form submission on our website saying you had an interesting life story and career at Challengers Comics and Conversation, and that we should reach out to you. My name is Daisy with Associates Press, a publishing firm based out of California. We're searching for inspiring stories, and yours caught our attention.
Inspiring.
We love... Well, I'm overcoming adversity literally this second. We'd love to offer you a complimentary sample chapter to show you what it might look like in book form with absolutely no obligation. I just need a few minutes of your time to collect some details so our writing team can prepare something for you.
Writing team.
Would this be of any interest? This is not the first time I've gotten this almost exact email. I don't know if it's from the same person.
Writing team's first name is Chad, and the last name is GPT.
I believe it's pronounced A1.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Linda McMahon has told me. Yeah. What? Even if I bid on this and paid them to write my life story, to do what with?
Right.
Print on demand?
I guess.
It's bad enough that like a year or two ago, I was plugging in to ChatGPT, having to do bios for us in the store,
mm-hmm.
and it was just coming up with completely fictitious things, things that we never did.
Nope.
Imagine a book.
Yeah, that no one who produced it read.
Yeah, just a couple of details, they could get a chapter out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I've lived my life. I like my life. I don't want to read about it.
No.
Ridiculous. This one is, in a lot of these emails I get, there's follow-ups because I just delete them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't unsubscribe. Sure. We talked a few episodes ago, how you tried to unsubscribe
mm-hmm.
and they clapped back at you.
They laughed at me in a text.
Yeah. So I just ignore these entirely. So sometimes people will try to bump these and revisit these.
Yep.
So the original heading to this email was comic books and graphic novels, all lowercase.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a comic books and graphic novels. And he starts the email with, "Greetings, Patrick. I'd be glad to provide Uber Eats for your time." And then we go into the initial email.
Sure.
"I noticed Challengers Comics is helping comic book enthusiasts enjoy a comprehensive and engaging comic store experience. I actually help boost profit for other companies that provide something similar to comic books and graphic novels. I achieve this through," any guesses?
Generative AI.
"High-impact website changes and by creating digital products backed by milestone-driven payment terms."
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Milestone-driven payment. I mean, I guess it's like a milestone would usually be like, if I can boost it by 50,000 views, I get this. If I can boost it by 100,000 views, I get this, or whatever.
So not Icon, Hardware, or Blood Syndicate.
Nope.
That's their loss.
It's true.
Digital products backed by milestone-driven payment terms and commitments around on-time delivery and user adoption. What digital products are we... When you say product, doesn't that usually imply it's something that someone's buying?
No, I would think in this sense, it's probably like...
A post?
No, well, like, yeah, but more like shitty AI video.
Okay.
I mean, because this isn't even anything about our business. Like, they're scraping sites and plugging in keywords and whatever. So they're sending the same like digital products thing out to makeup companies and shoe stores and yoga studios and whatever. It's all bullshit. It's one size fits all.
Wait. High impact website changes are bullshit?
Yep.
One of the things I would never want any outside company to do is to fuck with our website at all. Our website is profitable,
mm-hmm.
and while
Could be better.
Right, and while you have updates and design changes and things you always want to do to it,
mm-hmm.
the basic functionality is the same,
right?
And the specific layout on the website itself is the way we want it, where it prioritizes the specific things we're trying to get across.
I got a marketing email from somebody one time where it was, again, it was just a basic boilerplate thing I sent out to hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of websites, where it was, hey, I went to your website and I didn't get a bounce back email after I left asking me to come back.
On purpose, you pricks.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, because if I went to a website and I was just browsing and then they somehow got my email and sent me an email saying, hey, we saw you left without buying anything. Here's a coupon. I would delete it and unsubscribe and probably never go to that site again. Like, don't bother me. Don't do that. And yeah, it's a lot of the marketing stuff that we get is, here's how you can basically like bludgeon people into buying stuff at your site by harassing them on every conceivable sales channel available. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. That sounds really like one of the worst things about living in the modern world is how often we're being marketed to as people, as human beings. And I don't want to add to that if I can avoid it.
Yet they don't see you as people or as human beings. They see you as dollar signs.
Yeah. So no, I if Challengers does as little marketing as we can get away with, because I dislike the alternative.
I am very susceptible to internet ads, specifically Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there is a product that I just bought for the store that should be arriving next week or the week after, which was minimal, very low cost. It was a tiny little thing, and it's a tool. You know, I love tools, but I also need the tools to have a function. I didn't buy the new voltage testing kits that seem to be all the rage, and I personally desperately want.
Okay.
Because we may someday need it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a specific use right now, but you plug it into an outlet, you run a wand over your circuit breaker, it tells you exactly which circuit it runs on, tells you how much juice it has. It's good for testing to make sure if a line goes down. I see a benefit to owning it.
Okay.
Like for the store, but also for the podcastatorium.
Okay.
And any structure. But I'm not buying it because we don't have an immediate use.
Sure.
But I saw this new thing that I'm like, holy shit, this could hopefully help the store. And it was the whole transaction was $14.
Okay.
But it's a tool that I don't know how to describe, but it definitely, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this could help several things in and around Challengers if this works.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whenever I back stuff like that on Kickstarter, I'm usually very disappointed in the quality and feel like it was a ripoff, or the people making it were just like you and me saying, let's build this thing we can sell or whatever.
Sure.
So I will take a $15 risk to see if this door hinge bending tool straightens the several doors we need fixed.
Okay.
The back door,
Sure.
the mop room door, the back door to get into the back room of sidekicks.
Sure.
These are all doors that have shifted over the years.
Mm-hmm.
The door in the back hallway, all of these things.
Sure.
So if this $15 tool works,
Yeah.
totally worth it to
That's
me.
great.
And if it doesn't, I pissed away $15.
Sure.
But all of these marketing emails, and we're basically done. The rest of this email was interested in a quick conversation. Glad to send an Uber Eats to thank you for chatting. From JP, a partner at Power Shifter.
Power Shifter. Wow.
Yeah. So that was the end of it. And this wasn't all of them, but this was just one business day worth of these stupid emails.
Sure.
And I do a lot of looking at things on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I had attended a podcast meetup early in 2025, and or maybe it was late 2024. But the first thing I took away was a guy whose whole business is podcasting, has a decent engagement on LinkedIn. Now, I have a LinkedIn profile to build the challengers page.
Mm-hmm.
I have, 500 plus connections on LinkedIn. That's the maximum they'll ever show you is they'll say 500 plus.
Okay.
So I don't know the full number. But the store has like 70 followers.
Mm.
But I've started posting more to LinkedIn. But I don't like posting new release stuff on my page because it feels weird.
Sure.
So what I have to do is I post it on the challengers page and then share it from my page.
Okay.
That's fine.
Sure.
But one of the things I've noticed is that for the majority of people, and LinkedIn was built as a business networking website for people to find jobs, find like-minded companies, connect to other businesses,
Okay.
to help facilitate your professional career. And LinkedIn has a specific graphic you can put around your profile when you're looking for work.
Okay.
It's open to work. It's got a little green circle that goes around your profile picture, says open to work.
Okay.
But what I've noticed is the I'm open to work paragraph that people post.
Mm-hmm.
It's the LinkedIn generated same one for everybody.
Oh.
And I don't know if you have to use it, but so much of it is just corporate speak
Mm-hmm.
for I need a job, but the way it's describing, I would hate to be an HR person in corporate America because everybody's resume sounds the same.
Sure.
Detail oriented, goal minded,
Yep.
all those buzzwords.
Sure.
And there's a lot of buzzwords that are used in technology and IT that I don't understand whatsoever. But a lot of these marketing emails also feel that same way. Numerous times going through these just now, you and I both said, I don't know what this means.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what all these acronyms are. Hell, even we can provide a flexible LOC up to...
Line of credit.
Oh, okay. See, there you go.
Mm.
Thanks.
It's only because I've seen enough of those emails that I figured it out. A lot of it I would get from context from seeing a couple of these a day for the last 17 years.
Your campaigns set your budget in CPM and only pay verified views. Campaigns per month, campaigns per minute,
No idea.
maybe none of
CPM,
those.
I don't know.
Under privacy regulations like CIPA and ECPA.
I'm sure they're like Consumer Protection Acts or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, like, oh my God, they do CIPA and ECPA?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we should definitely be working with Privacy Captain Platform,
Yeah.
Captain Compliance. It makes all of these feel like scams.
I mean, certainly the number of things where it's a made-up name with a company that doesn't match the email domain definitely makes you think that this is someone you do not want to be in business with on any level.
Yeah.
I would be more trusting of it if it was just an @Gmail account. I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, for real.
But when it's at one business name and the signature line is a completely different business name, then it's like, even if it's not a scam, it doesn't feel like a company that's trustworthy at all.
One of the things I'm annoyed with at Gmail is the number of times I'm emailing somebody for business and you get the little yellow box that comes
not
up.
in your network.
This person's not in your network. Be careful. Don't send sensitive information.
Yeah.
Like, does that mean specifically they're just not in my address book? They're in my network because I'm emailing them that puts them in my network.
Yeah. And a lot of it's emails to customers, so no, they're not going to be in my network.
Yeah. It's just annoying. It's like, you're not smart.
No.
I don't like it when things we use upgrade in stupid ways. For example, Shopify just released their winter 2026 changes.
We did.
And you were telling me, because I haven't investigated it yet,
It's a million AI things.
it's a million AI things that I don't want.
The top 5 things are all different AI things, either for your website or for your admin site or whatever. And it's a lot of basically AI will run your business. And instead of doing any of the normal things that you normally have a workflow for, just talk to the sidekick, and I resent that, AI agent that's baked into Shopify now, and tell it what you want to do, and it'll just do it. And it's like, well, I can't rely on that. One of the first things I asked the Sidekick AI agent to do is stop showing me the Sidekick AI agent on my homepage, and it misunderstood my request. And then I had to drill into a different thing, and eventually it tried to connect me with a human agent, which I did not ask for. But I logged out of the page, but then I got an email an hour later where the human agent had shown up to the chat that I'd already left, asking me what my problem was. What I needed help with.
Is that the chat that was logged yesterday?
I was like, I left this. I didn't even ask this to start.
I can't see those chats unless I'm logged in as you.
The AI agent just took it upon itself to do it.
Wow.
And then eventually I tried again with a different phrasing and found out, you cannot turn off Sidekick AI. It is, again, baked into Shopify.
It's a bonus. It's a feature.
It's not. One of the things that they offer that I thought was hilariously misguided is you can have AI browse your website like it's a customer to show you all the ways that you need to fix and tweak and upgrade your website because, this is what consumer behavior is. And it's like, I 100% would not trust a swarm of AI bots to exhibit actual regular consumer behavior. Like, not in any way that I would trust to change my business. But that's one of the big upgrades that Shopify has. It's a thing you can do now.
Shopify, who just laid off 4,400 people?
Yeah, and I mean, Shopify, like every other tech company, and Disney, they're all in on AI. And it just is frustrating because I don't want any of this shit. I don't want any AI crap. And yet, that is for the season, for the next 3 months, that's the big push. There's other minor quality of life changes, but Jesus Christ, like all of the AI stuff, I'm like, I would never use this. I wouldn't touch this. And yet, that's apparently what a lot of my monthly subscription fee to Shopify is going towards, is AI shit I don't want and will not use.
One of the main things about AI that I don't feel people talk about enough is how it's affecting the everyday consumer with their energy bills, with their electric bills, with their gas bills. And specifically for us, we have People's Gas and ComEd are our gas and electric providers. That is for both the store and our respective homes and Podcastatorium. Those are the companies that are available to us in the city. We don't have, personally, we don't have the ability to get solar in any of our buildings.
Nope.
Because of, we don't own the business one, and the Podcastatorium is underground.
Yeah.
But for each of those bills, they've gone up roughly $100 a month for each company. So that's multiple extra $100 increments for home, for work, for Podcastatorium. It's suddenly hundreds and hundreds of dollars extra per month. And all of it is because the majority of the dedicated usage for these properties, more than half of it now is dedicated to AI.
Yeah.
And there's not enough power the electricity is not enough to go around.
Nope.
So it's more expensive.
Yep.
And it is incredibly frustrating to be paying so much more for your utilities to get the exact same.
Yep.
And through no fault of your own.
Nope.
You're not using more.
No.
It's just that AI costs so much fucking energy to run that the burden is on the rest of us. And it is a thing that everyone talks about, rising insurance costs. And yes, like our specific insurance, both for you and I, it's going up for both of us over $200 a month, each of us.
Yep. Same level of service.
Yeah. And no, we're now through Get Covered Illinois as opposed to healthcare.gov. But subsidies being what they are.
Yep. Not great.
And business costs way more to run.
Mm-hmm.
Where does all this extra money come from? You need the insurance, you need the electricity, you need the gas.
Yep.
I've always thought our gas bills are insane, especially at the store, because we don't use hot water at the store. We use it specifically for the furnace, for heat.
Mhm.
You know, we're not
And the
taking
stores-
showers, running baths.
And the store's only open 8 hours a day at
Yeah.
most. So we turn the heat down when we're not in the store.
I mean, maybe we need to turn it down to like 40 degrees.
I
That's
definitely don't
untenable.
want to do that.
Yeah. It's ridiculous how much all these things are going up, and specifically, I feel like nobody is ever talking about utilities. Everyone's talking about healthcare, and they should,
Yes.
because it's colossally fucked. And I'm swearing a lot more in this episode than normal. Just going to make sure to click that explicit button. Yeah, for sure. But that's because all these things are frustrating, and through no fault of our own,
Sure.
business just keeps getting more and more expensive.
Yep.
But occasionally, not occasionally, often, most of the time, there are things to look forward to. There are bright spots in the comic book industry that keep us excited for doing what we do.
Sure.
And in 2026, I think specifically on March 25th, we have a huge new book to look forward to. Superman, Spider-Man.
We do, yeah. DC and Marvel had announced that they're going to be doing Superman and Spider-Man crossovers in 2026, and the first of those is going to be DC's Superman Spider-Man coming out late March. Going back a bit, though, Heidi McDonald at The Beat had posted a little thing about Batman Deadpool that came out in mid-November, specifically anecdotal stuff where stores were talking about it not performing as well as Deadpool Batman that came out earlier in the year. And, you know, for Challenger side of it, yeah, that's true. We ordered higher and it's selling slower. We will, you know, eventually I'm sure we'll run out of the A cover. It's the incentive, or not the incentive, but the cardstock variants that are a little bit more of a question mark. There's some of those covers that just people did not seem very into, and I don't know if that is going to change substantially over the next months and years. But one thing that I think it's talked about in that article that I think is 100% the reason why it's not selling as well. Basically, it's that no one knows it's the second issue. While we did a ton of promotion for it and we got a ton of pre-orders for it, the off-the-rack sales are not what the first one was because it looks so much like the first one. When you do 15 covers of the first one, and then you do multiple different covers on reprints, by the time a new one comes out, the logos are the same. They're just flipped. One's on top of the other now. And it's also a number one. It looks to 99% of people like the exact same book, just a different cover. The number of times over the last several weeks where I've had to tell people, no, they're completely different creators, completely different stories, completely different backups. And people are excited when they hear that and they want to buy it. But the number of people that just will not even ask about that because they just pass it by like it's the same book, I would say very high up on the list of reasons why that book underperformed for stores. If that's number one for us.
Yeah. And it's going to happen again because DC is doing Superman, Spider-Man.
Right.
Marvel's doing Spider-Man, Superman.
Right. So like the second one's always going to sell less for us, not because it's the second one, like it's an issue 2. Honestly, it would have sold better if they would have just called it Deadpool Batman number 2 because people would have gone, oh, I got the first one. I want the second one.
Yeah.
When you are doing so many goddamn variants, this is the curse of it. If the logos and the numbers look identical, people are going to assume all your new book is just more variant covers to the book they already got. They're not going to know it's different. And I would.
And how terrible was the second printing for the Marvel version?
The logo cover?
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't love it, but it's fine. I don't think it's necessarily going to draw people in, but at least it looks different enough than the first one. It's got a completely different character on it, which helps a lot.
Who at least is in the book.
Yeah. So Superman Spider-Man, I think, is going to do a lot better than Batman Deadpool did because it looks so different. It is clearly a completely different book. And so I think people are going to jump onto it. It got announced Tuesday, I think. And then Wednesday, I had a lot of people asking me about when it was going to go on pre-order, and they were talking about the covers they were excited about or the backups they were excited about, and that's a really good sign. That means that people are not, whatever the sales data of Batman Deadpool might indicate, I don't think it's that people are gotten tired of these at all. It's just that the marketing aspect of these are 20 different covers to a new book, not 20 different covers to the same book, needs to be more apparent. I
Yeah.
think to the casual consumer.
I believe there are
huge problem.
22 covers to this one.
Yeah, DC. They did. That's what they. I'm sure Marvel will do less, but they'll also do like 1 and 200 variants and stuff like that DC didn't do.
Window banner.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do a window banner with a QR code.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've got a template for how that looks.
Yeah. And I think it really helped us for the pre-orders for the second one.
For sure.
But the creative teams
really good
for this book. It's
really
stellar. The main story, the main story,
Mm-hmm.
written by Mark Waid,
Mm-hmm.
drawn by Jorge Jimenez.
Yeah, which I mean, Mark Waid, one of the all-time great Superman writers, and certainly someone who's done some really interesting Spider-Man stuff over the years. And Jorge Jimenez, who is, if you got Dan Mora to do the last DC crossover, Jorge Jimenez is right up there as far as another guy you'd pick who's just an all-star at DC.
Yeah, I like his Spider-Man. It's good.
It's a really good design, yeah.
Tell you what, though, I looked at the Jim Lee cover and went, "Oh, that Spider-Man's terrible."
Yeah, some of the
it's just not my
covers
taste. That's
time around are not so great. One of the things that's a little tricky this time, and I guess maybe is going to be a thing going forward, for the Batman Deadpool crossovers, both the Marvel and DC ones, the backup stories are just all over the universe. It's like Harley Quinn Hulk and Doctor Strange John Constantine and like Guardians of the Galaxy Green Lantern, stuff that isn't necessarily tied into either Batman or Deadpool. It's just stuff. With the Superman Spider-Man ones, to my knowledge, I think every single one of the team ups is from either the Superman family or the Spider-Man family. Like they're not doing just random
anybody meets
characters
anybody
from the universe. It needs to fit this dynamic. So I feel like that's because they're going to be doing more of these. I think the impetus is to keep it all the way Superman and Spider-Man all the way through.
I don't remember a lot of the backups, but I specifically remember the Jimmy Olsen Carnage team up.
2 redheads.
And
I'm going to go on record now and saying that it's probably going to be a mistaken identity story where people think Jimmy Olsen is Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's probably where they're going to go with it.
Could
be wrong.
Was it Matt Fraction?
Matt Fraction and Steve Lieber.
And I knew Steve Lieber. Yeah. So the Jimmy Olsen team.
Yeah, the Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen team is coming back to do a new Jimmy Olsen Carnage short story.
Spectacular. So good. And now I don't remember the rest of them specifically.
Honestly, me neither.
I know it's like Superboy Prime meets.
Yeah, it was a good lineup, but it was very unlike the first 2 team ups.
Lois Lane and Mary Jane.
Yeah, unlike I think Tom King's writing some, and yeah, it's the creators involved are all great.
Yeah,
they're all top tier talent. It's just I'm probably not going to remember as many of the backups because they are so distinctly Superman characters and Spider-Man characters rather than big name other characters. It's like, oh, it's the Superman supporting cast or Rogues Gallery or whatever, and the Spider-Man version of all that.
Did Superman ever have a specific vehicle?
Superman?
Yeah.
I mean, Brian K. Vaughan would tell you it's the Supermobile.
Yeah.
From the Super Friends toy line.
So
he's a big fan of that.
It should be a Supermobile and Spider Buggy team up.
Hopefully someone will get there, if not in the DC
right?
one, then the Marvel one.
That's one that I'll write, which I didn't even know there was a Supermobile, so there you go.
Yeah, it was a superpower story.
Yeah, so right now that looks like the biggest book of 2026. Mm-hmm. I think that's a fair estimation.
I mean, certainly for the first half of the year. I mean, there's probably going to be bigger stuff and better stuff, hopefully later in the year. But yeah, I mean, that's an easy one for the first 3 months.
Yeah. Well, that's all we can ask for at this point.
Sure.
I mean, finally we have something. Like usually when people ask me toward the end of the year, like, what are you looking forward to for next year? I'm like, they really haven't announced things. Like all we know is January and February.
Yeah, which are usually not huge months for new launches. We've talked about it in the past. It's like a chicken and the egg thing. I don't know if publishers don't choose big stuff because no one's coming into stores, or historically because no one comes into stores because there's no big releases. So we'll see if that changes this year. I think February, the big thing is all the Vertigo launches.
That's true.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't even remember what Marvel has on the cover of their. Daredevil. It's the Marvel February book.
Matt Murdock, Law Professor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that. That fits with his character. I'm okay. Yeah,
I'll check out the first.
Yeah, for real. David Harper was asking me recently what books he might have overlooked this year, what I would recommend that he read. And I had to tell him that it's the opposite, that I always get really great recommendations from him of books that I have literally never heard of. Mm-hmm. Then they make his year-end best of list.
Right.
And I always feel like, man, where am I? How do I miss all these things?
I mean, that's what's great about the comics industry is it's so diverse and there's so much good stuff coming out that you can have a really full year of reading great comics, talk to somebody else and realize that you all read completely different books.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not so much as music where it's all subjective. It's just that, comics are subjective, but also good books are really good books.
But also, like, distribution is a lot more atomized now, where I will see stuff in, like, the AV Club where they'll talk about upcoming books, and it's like, oh, that's a thing that you can only get on someone's website. Like, yeah, that's the place. Or it's a webtoon. I don't read webtoon stuff. And, that's all valid, and it's a perfectly reasonable way to approach the medium, but it's just, I don't have enough hours in the day to read every type of comic available to me on every conceivable platform. I got to be a little bit more choosy.
That's fair. It's more than fair. We hope your holiday season is going well. We hope that you are in the spirit of the season. You're being good to yourself and being good to others. And thanks for listening.
Keep reading comics.
This has been Contest of Challengers. Thanks for listening. Keep reading comics. Challengers is located at 1845 Northwestern Avenue in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. 773-278-0155. Keep up to date with new releases and events at challengerscomics.com. And help fund this podcast at patreon.com/challengers.